Needham residents will see a 5.5% hike in water and sewer rates beginning July 1st. But town officials say the jump has been years in the making. When a major industrial user left town just before the pandemic, the built-in subsidy most residents enjoyed vanished, and COVID delayed the fix. Municipal producer Yu Xiaowen reports.
Needham once depended on Coca-Cola's bottling plant to shoulder a big share of local water costs. When the plant shut down in 2020, the town planned to close the gap, but the pandemic put that plan on pause.
Coca-Cola's use of water was substantial, which generated a sizable amount of revenue, which provided a subsidy effectively for most residents in town. That subsidy is no longer possible.
At the same time, overall consumption is down, but the cost of maintaining pipes, pumps, and treatment plants keeps climbing.
Public water and sewer are some of the most expensive items, capital intensive, and it's a core service for both public health, public convenience, and for civilized society.
Today, the town's rate structure is still heavily subsidized, with more than 3/4 of residential water still billed below cost, leaving high-volume users, mostly businesses, to subsidize everyone else.
For that continuing, shrinking, declining use of sewer and water, that's going to put more and more pressure on a smaller and smaller population in order to support the overall population in town.
Director of Finance David Davidson warns if nothing changes, that shortfall could land on property tax bills instead.
Which is also not a desirable outcome.
Bottom line, the system has to fund itself. The Water and Sewer Rate Structure Committee modeled 88 scenarios before putting 3 options on the table. Each plan will raise the necessary fund, and most Needham households who fall into the lower usage tiers will still see some subsidies.
We're looking at still maintaining a subsidy level in recognition that those who have made extraordinary efforts to reduce discretionary use of water and sewer would pay a lower rate, and also recognition that some that use less tend to be people with more limited means.
The goal is to gradually reduce those subsidies on primary water use, the water used inside homes, to more sustainable levels. No more than 20% for Step 1 users and 10% for Step 2. On the sewer side, the targets are 10% for Step 1 and just 5% for Step 2. There would be no subsidy at all for the higher usage Steps 3 and 4. Secondary water, water used for irrigation, is not subsidized.
None of these rate structures get there in 1 year. There would be a multi-phase approach.
Alternative 64 keeps the subsidy in Step 3. Alternative 70 and 16 wipe it out, making later increases easier. That left a choice. Take a steeper hit now or spread it out.
Really what the board is looking at is, and weighing the alternatives, is how quickly you want to getting to those lower subsidy levels so that rate increases in future years will be more one of the actual cost increases and not just because of a declining use at the top steps.
After about 20 minutes of discussion, the Select Board voted unanimously for Alternative 70.
There are many other increases, not just in water and sewer, that people are facing, in property taxes, in other fees. And these little increments all add up.
For myself, I would prefer to just get it over with and have the higher increase and stay steadier. But I take your point. There's been a lot of increases. And if it's only one additional year to get to that same level, then I think that's probably worth it for me.
A wild card remains. Needham has joined several towns in a lawsuit challenging state limits on registered water use. A loss could squeeze consumption even further.
If we do not prevail in the suit, it certainly will pose some challenges for revenue stability in the future.
For now, residents will see about $26 more per quarter on the average bill starting this summer. For Needham Channel News, I'm Yu Xiaoyuan.